Hey everyone, if you're running a CPA firm in the US, it can feel like you're in a constant battle against just overwhelming workloads, rising costs, and that simple desire to actually grow the business. Today, we're going to dig into a strategic solution that tackles all three head on. So let me ask you this. Does this question hit a little too close to home? Do you feel like you're stuck on a treadmill, especially during tax season, just running and running but never really getting ahead? If that sounds familiar, believe me, you are not alone. Yeah, that feeling is pretty much the definition of the modern CPA challenge. It's a fantastic, rewarding career for sure, but man, the internal pressures can be absolutely immense. And this, right here, this is the core of the problem, isn't it? Your clients, they want more, they want it faster, and they want it for less. Meanwhile, you're juggling salaries, software costs, and the simple fact that there are only 24 hours in a day. It's like a constant tightrope walk between keeping quality high and keeping your firm profitable. And all that strain, it just creates this vicious cycle. The crazy workloads lead to burnout, which, you guessed it, leads to costly mistakes. And then the usual solution, hey, let's just hire more people. Well, that just sends your operational costs through the roof, making it almost impossible to scale your business in a smart way. All right, so let's zoom in on the financial side of this whole equation. Let's talk about the real challenge of controlling costs and those never-ending workloads in a traditional firm. Okay, so take a look at this. The difference is pretty stark, right? On one side, you've got the traditional in-house model. It's just built on these high fixed costs: salaries, benefits, rent, software, the works. It's totally inflexible. You're basically staffed up for tax season all year long. But then you look at the outsourcing model and it just flips the script. All those fixed costs, they become variable. You get skilled, pre-trained staff exactly when you need them, without all that overhead. So when you see it laid out like that, a really powerful path forward starts to emerge. It's about thinking of outsourcing not just as some way to cut a few costs, but as a real core strategic solution for your firm. And here's what we're talking about. Now, the key word here is partnering. This is so important. We're not just talking about firing off tasks into some black hole. This is about integrating a skilled external team so they really function as an extension of your own firm, handling that essential but super time-consuming work like bookkeeping and tax prep. Okay, so how does a partnership like this actually solve those big problems we talked about? Let's break down the key benefits that directly tackle those challenges we've all been facing. First up, and for so many firms, this is the absolute game changer, finally getting a real handle on those insane workload swings. Just think about tax season for a minute. It's controlled chaos, right? Well, instead of completely burning out your best people with endless overtime, imagine being able to temporarily scale up your team with outsourced pros. This lets you handle that massive surge in client work efficiently, deliver everything on time, and completely slash those soul-crushing overtime bills. All right. Benefit number 2. Let's get right back to the bottom line and really attack the problem of high operational costs. This is where the financial upside just really shines. And listen, you're not just getting a break on labor costs. No, it's way bigger than that. You're talking about eliminating entire line items from your budget: extra office space, more software licenses, healthcare benefits, and all that time and money you sink into training new hires. It's a fundamental change to your entire cost structure. Okay, the third big benefit tackles something that is absolutely critical for any firm: making sure the quality is high and your risk is low. See, the thing is, good offshore teams run on incredibly structured workflows. We're talking checklists, multi-level reviews, processes designed specifically to catch errors before they become problems. What's wild is that the super structured approach can often lead to better accuracy, ensuring compliance and cutting down on the risk of that painful, costly rework. Now, I know exactly what a lot of you are probably thinking right now, because it's the most logical, most important question you could ask. Okay, this all sounds great, but what about my client's sensitive data? Is it secure? And that is a fair question that gets addressed head-on. Any reputable outsourcing partner makes data security their absolute top priority. They use things like high-level encryption and really strict secure data handling protocols to protect all client information. It's non-negotiable. So you start adding all these benefits together, and the impact is way more than just tactical. It's a fundamental shift in how a firm can operate, moving from a state of being constantly overwhelmed to being strategically overhead-free. And this chart, wow, it just shows that transformation perfectly. Just look at the before bar.
So much of your expert team's time is just eaten up by routine compliance tasks. Now look at the afterbar. By outsourcing that routine work, you've freed up your in-house staff to focus on what really drives value, high-level client advisory work.
And this is the most crucial point of all. The ultimate goal here is not to replace your team. It's to unleash them. It lets your most experienced people stop grinding away on bookkeeping and tax forms and start being the strategic advisors who build deep client relationships and drive real, tangible business growth. So at the end of the day, it really boils down to this powerful three-part solution. You get to manage the crazy workloads, slash the operational costs that are holding you back, and finally, create a model that lets you scale your firm without just scaling your overhead right along with it. And so that's the question I really want to leave you with today. Just imagine what becomes possible when your team's main focus shifts from that daily grind to genuine strategic growth. What new services could you offer? How many more amazing clients could you bring on? It's a pretty powerful thought. Thanks so much for tuning in.